So out here checking the level of the pond before I break out the tractor, get mowing. We got some good water in here. There's a 6-inch drain coming from the pole barn in the shed. It's about, let's say, 1.5 to 2 feet below that pipe. I don't know about that culvert. I haven't checked that one out. But this culvert over here, the pond level were to come up about 6 inches to 10 inches. The water would be up to the bottom of that culvert. And this culvert really dictates the level of the pond. You can see there's probably 2 to 3 feet before this one starts letting water out of the pond. But that's a good level. I like it. Hopefully it'll hold that and start stocking it with fish. All right, so today is a mowing day, so I didn't bring a bunch of tools out today because I knew if I brought other tools, I would start something else. First thing I gotta do, get the excavator out because that's in front of the Kubota, the tractor. Much rather play on this thing. I have a lot of things I want to do with it. I've got to take this box blade off and put on that bush hog. Okay, I got her all hooked up and ready to go. You'll notice that I keep the front of the bush hog just a little bit higher than the tail. And that way I get a little bit more adjustment if I got to pick it up, if I want the grass a little higher. And also hopefully if there's any obstacles, it'll get over, the front of the bush hog will get over it before there's an issue. But it always takes a long time to get it right. The first time I had to change the right side 3-point hitch. I had to adjust that. I think I had to make it longer so that the bush hog was equal on the right side and the left side. Now my arms were equal, but the bush hog wasn't. So the bush hog is obviously bent, and that's pretty common. I think you can see the left side of the bush hog comes up a little bit. And the tail wheel is probably askew left or right a little bit, but that's very, very common with bush hogs. I've got to get some welding done on it. And this came to me as part of the package deal. Not that I wouldn't tear up a bush hog as well, but that's the way this one came to me, so it's going to take a little time to get it right. I've got the U-link on the top, U-shaped link on the top. He'd had that off of there, and he had put the top pin of that top link where that bolt is, and that gives your bush hog no play to kick up in the back if you hit something. And that's obvious by the paint that's missing on these sidebars, and they've been bent. But it's a really, really good King Kutter bush hog with a 70 horsepower gearbox. All right, I am off to bush hog. Get this property cleaned up a little bit, kind of square off where Jackie's gonna come in and cut me some hay, and I'll take video along the way. All right, to get suited up to tractor out here in Florida, goggles or some sort of glasses. Mainly that's to keep like pollen and stuff out of my eyes. Those are some airsoft impact glasses that I had from playing airsoft with my kid years ago. I got a buff, got a headband to keep the sweat from coming down in my glasses, hearing protection, and I got a chamois cloth soaking in there that I'll put around my neck to help keep the heat down. And then of course a Columbia wicking hat. All that makes it not too bad to bush hog when it's probably going to be about 105, 110 heat index today. But it's got to get done. There we go, all suited up. A bit ridiculous, but it really helps with the Florida sun. Keep it off my neck, keep it off my face, keep that pollen out of my eyes. just quick recap. Mowed around the pole barn a little bit, mowed around the shed. I don't know if it'll show up in the video, but the bush hog discharges to the right hand side, and I was throwing grass up here into these rocks we just put here. So I turned the direction around and started coming from the other end of the shop and coming towards me. So we'd throw the grass in the other direction. But I mowed around where my dad and mom's house will go. Left the 4 stakes there, took up the 4 stakes that were their garage. But that's where their house will go. It's all mowed, and now the Jackie, when he comes to mow the hay, will know not to go in there and mow that. All right, on to the next section. Okay, real quick on this tractor. It's Kubota L3901 with the hydrostatic transmission. I got a 5-foot bush hog on it. Kubota calls this a 40 horsepower tractor. It's really 39. You lose some with the hydrostatic transmission. By the time the power gets to the PTO shaft in thick grass, this tractor will bog down. So if you're thinking you're gonna run 6-foot equipment with a 40 horsepower tractor, you're probably not gonna be too successful, or it's gonna bog down a lot. Gotta get back to mowing. I got the lawn, or the area around where our house is gonna go, mowed. Anyway, that flat area with those posts, that's where the house is gonna be. Backyard, up to the pines back there. The Kubota up there in the shade. I'm gonna put some fuel in it. It says it's half full. That means it's almost empty, because it sits on full forever. I think that's a Kubota trait. All right, it's about 2:30. Walking back to the 1 acre food plot in the back. I decided to mow that. I was gonna do everything out front today along the road, but I got distracted. Wanted to get back here, see what was going on, see how the food plot looked. It's got a little bit of clover left, but otherwise it's just grasses and weeds. So I didn't want any more of them to go to seed. So I decided to mow them all down and mulch them in, let that turn into organic matter and improve the soil, but hopefully without increasing the weeds, although there were some seeds already on the grasses and weeds. But there's a little bit of clover out there. I didn't see any chicory, even though I'm pretty sure I planted chicory. 1 acre exactly. We kind of rough estimated it when the bulldozer cleared it. But looking at it from Google Earth, I think it's 0.9999 acres. So got it pretty close. That's our south or rear property line. This was pretty tall, up to my waist. So set the bush hog up to about 1 foot and mowed it. That horizontal piece up there is our west border, and that horizontal fence down there is our east border. Left a few oak trees here. Kind of a pain to mow around, but they look pretty cool once they grow up. I got all this behind knocked down. A lot of it had gone to seed. Now that seed's on the ground, just make this grass thicker back here. All this is a path. Property line, of course, but also a path for wife, kids, folks to walk. All right, that's what I got done. Past hour or so. here it is. Mowed the edge of the pond all the way around where I could. Burned this up where it was washing out a little bit. And then I mowed down the side. And I mowed, bush hogged inside them trees. And then up the driveway. And then also along the front fence. 7:30 p.m. Time to go home.